That was deep.
Yeah, see that? Natalia was feeling that movie. It's hurtful because he dies. And if anybody knows me, they know I named my son after Wolverine because Wolverine is my favorite character. So I named him Logan. I wasn't allowed to name him what I wanted to, so he's Logan Mariano Sierra. Listen, this is no Detroit household. We're not naming anybody.
I would name my child.
This is an Autobot family. Matter of fact, the next son is going to be Matthew Optimus Sierra. I'm just kidding, Mom. Nicole's mom's here.
Come here, Optimus, right now. No transforming today for you.
Exactly. We're an Autobots family. That's what we are. So,
but yeah, Stupid Idealism was good. The final one, well, not the final one for me. I had one more that needs to be put in there. But Interstellar, what did you think of Interstellar? It's a dad movie.
Interstellar was a terrific movie, and it's cool that he finally comes back in time to his daughter's throne, and she did everything that she needed to do on her end to get her dad back. It is a beautiful connection story between a father and his daughter.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And a lot of people didn't like it. I was really upset when people did not like it.
I don't understand why. It was great.
It was a good movie. I think Christopher Nolan, I just feel like Christopher Nolan is not appreciated as much.
He should be.
He should be. But like
every
I said,
movie
like
he's ever directed has been excellent.
But the fans loved him when he did Batman, but they didn't really talk about him for Inception, Memento.
Yes, they did. They talked about Memento.
Yeah, but not like the Batman movie.
And who didn't like Inception?
I love him.
Bring him here right now so I can slap him.
Yeah,
Inception's a great movie.
Probably one of the best DiCaprio movies I've seen.
Yeah, DiCaprio, you had
Tom Hardy,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a lot of good actors in that movie. The Indian guy, I don't know his name.
And the producer for my show forgot one very important Father's Day movie. And I'm very upset at her because she didn't write it down. Star Wars is a father and son movie. It is a story. It's a father and son story. It's Luke and Darth. She didn't write it down.
Apparently we hired a Trekkie.
A Trekker.
You know, we're gonna have to do
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Trekker.
How do you forget Star Wars? That is a Father's Day movie.
I am your father.
I don't know, would you cut off Logan's hand, dude?
No.
If I was evil and he was good, yes.
But I'm a good-hearted man, so I don't know.
But that makes you Darth then, because he still was good-hearted. He just did it.
He wasn't good-hearted.
Yes, he was. He saved him at the end. So there was still good in him.
Okay, this guy must have produced Spider-Man 3. It's okay, Sandman. You can go away. I understand you just wanted your kid.
Hey, you cannot. Listen. I will tell anybody about this.
He's 1% good.
Spider-Man 3 was bad because the producers and the production company stuck their fingers in to Sam Raimi's movie. That movie was just going to be Sandman. But they were like, no,
you're okay
throw in
with that.
Venom.
But you're okay with that.
No, I didn't like how
you're
they
okay with the bad guy making one good decision in his life.
I think the movie was good until they brought in Venom.
Let me tell you something about Darth.
From that beginning,
Darth Vader was the Adolf Hitler of freaking Star Wars.
No, that
yes,
was
he did. He did away with an entire freaking race before he was even a Sith.
But he's more like a general, and the Sith is more like Adolf Hitler.
No, he killed all those people before he was a Sith Lord. He was a Jedi. Cheating, by the way. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me finish.
But who put him up there?
Let me finish you. The
guy who created Darth Vader.
Even being a Jedi, all he did was make all the bad decisions. He got a girlfriend. He married her. He had kids. As a Jedi, you're not supposed to have any ties to any of this kind of stuff. He stayed in contact with his mom. They killed his mom. He took revenge. Then he started taking over the entire universe. But I saved my son in the end, so I'm a good guy.
Wait, what?
Your comments.
Oh, look at the comments.
Who made a comment?
Is there more? Is it on YouTube?
Damn it, Natalia.
See, Nick Cage can play anything, so can Tom Hardy.
Yeah, nobody sees like 50% of Nick Cage movies because of it either.
You know what movie I watched recently that I forgot? He was like, I sat down and watched it, tried to give it another shot, but there's the one Nicolas Cage movie I just cannot watch.
What?
Snake Eyes.
Never. I hate that movie.
I just can't watch it. It's one of those ones where I just turn it off.
Nick Cage made 30 good movies and 82 bad ones.
You didn't like Raising Arizona?
I thought it was the stupidest movie right up there with Fargo.
You didn't like Fargo?
I have to disagree with you.
Oh
Fargo's
my
amazing.
god! You didn't
Really
like
nice.
Fargo?
Speaking of dark comedies,
Oh,
what
the
about
Coen
American
brothers
Beauty?
are so
What
good.
about American Beauty? That's a great dark comedy.
But the Coen brothers are so good. Like the Big Lebowski. Oh god, you didn't like Fargo? That hurts my heart, man. If somebody told me you don't like Fargo, I gotta watch it. That's a great movie.
I mean, how can you not like a
Steve
movie that
Buscemi-
somebody gets thrown in a wood chipper?
Steve Buscemi is so funny in that movie.
Steve Buscemi's great.
Yes. Should we get to the questions
He's
now?
got 3 adults.
We gotta figure out.
I mean, what are we, 20 minutes into the show? Isn't that the finale?
I mean, do you want to talk about anything else about any other Father's Day movies that you would like to put your input into?
Is there any specific movie that the beautiful Christopher Shaw remembers from a Father's Day that him and his dad went to go see this movie on Father's Day? Is there any movie that you would sit down with your dad and watch on Father's Day to make him happy?
Yes.
Is there any kind of memory?
My father
Yeah.
loved Independence Day.
He loved
I
what?
would have to say Con Air.
You saw
I
Con-
loved
I
that
wait,
movie.
your
I didn't
dad-
see it in the movie
How,
theater.
how old were you?
I was a kid, but I just remember my dad. We were all trying to watch movies to watch, and my dad sat me down and he was like, "We're gonna watch one of my favorite movies." I said, "Okay." This is the first time I watched Con Air, and he was convincing me that this was the best movie ever made. And I'll tell you what, it's so hard to argue with him.
All I gotta say to you,
Astronaut.
put the bunny down.
Yes,
Put the
it's
bunny
so
down.
good.
Did you notice that his accent left in the end of the
Like
movie?
the third act, it's not there. Like he's
he
like
went
what?
from
Like,
country to cage. He went from country to cage.
just watch that movie and watch the third act where they're in Vegas. Like there's no accent. There's no Alabama Southern talk whatsoever.
Nicole's grandfather used to like watching Independence Day on Father's Day.
I can watch
Loved
Independence
I
Day.
could watch it.
That's a great movie.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna survive.
Because we're Americans.
Today we call
Well,
this
day,
out
Independence Day.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Bill Pullman.
Remember when that?
Amazing.
Did you see the sequel?
No, I didn't see this.
Do not, okay, so I went to the movie theater trying to give this movie just a little bit of hope for the sequel.
I didn't think
But
it
then
was
I
gonna
found
be
out Will
anything.
Smith wasn't in it, and I was like, no, I don't want to watch it now because I know it's gonna be bad. And okay, so I feel like they paid these actors way too much money, and they knew they were gonna get paid, and they didn't care. Like half of these people didn't even like. 3 of the main characters are like, okay, so the president, Bill, and then you had Jeff Goldblum, and he was boring. Jeff Goldblum was very boring in that movie. And then remember Will Smith's wife, the doctor, when she like dies in the beginning of the movie.
Did you look at A-Fox?
Yes,
Wow. Thanks a lot.
it's so bad.
That's why I didn't bother with it.
I wanted to tell you so you didn't have
The
to
sequel.
The sequel to Independence Day.
That's why I didn't bother.
And guess
with
what?
that.
Guess what? They came back with a bigger ship.
Yeah, a bigger boat. Here we go. You know, that actually, with that sequel coming on, maybe we can pass that movie I've been writing. Way bigger Jaws.
Way bigger Jaws.
After
The
it's gonna
Meg.
take
The Meg.
It's gonna take place at the end of Jaws 3. And when he dies, they're gonna be standing there like, yeah, we beat Jaws, and then bigger Jaws comes, and we're like, oh no, it's bigger Jaws. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm so
Don't do
not
that.
looking forward to
I took
that.
that from Family Guy before Seth MacFarlane sends us a letter.
You know what? When this man sat me down, he was like, I know a movie we're gonna watch on my birthday. It's called The Meg. And I immediately looked at him and I was like, who wants to watch a movie with Jason Statham and a giant shark? And he was like, this guy. And I was like, I really have to go sit and watch this
I love
movie.
shark movies, man. I love shark
I have not
movies.
watched one Sharknado.
I didn't watch Sharknado either. I like good shark movies.
Okay, whoa.
Shallows was good.
Let's count down how many good shark movies there
Deep
were.
Blue Sea.
Okay, I'll give you Deep Blue Sea because LL.
Jaws 1.
Jaws 1 was great.
Jaws 2 sucked. But Jaws 3, they came back strong.
No.
They came back strong.
When he was in
Jaws
the
3.
park, and then he got.
No, not that one. That's the one where the mom has to
That's
fight
the
him.
third one with the park.
It's not a park. They live in Jamaica.
I have to watch the third one again. Which one's
The
the one where
second
he's-
one's the park. No, the fourth one's the park.
Oh, well.
The fourth one's the park. No, that park stuff
Okay,
is
so
sucky.
Jaws 1, 3, Shallows. What else?
Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, Deep. Okay, that's
I
4.
haven't seen 43 minutes down yet.
How many more do you need? I just named 4 good movies.
I don't get into shark movies.
Well, because you don't like sharks.
I don't care for them, but
Oh yeah.
Like Jaws was scary because you didn't. It was the suspense of seeing the shark. When you watch shark movies now, it's like they show you the shark in the first 5 minutes.
Fun fact about Mo Diggs, I used to scuba dive. I used to go into the water and actually go underneath. The furthest dive I ever had was 180 feet. One of my sciences that I ever did was marine biology, which I enjoyed that thoroughly. I really like knowing things about the ocean and things like that. Maybe that's why
I took marine biology too.
I love that kind of stuff. I think it's cool.
Okay, so I like sharks. I mean, they're interesting creatures, but like I said,
they're the only creature on the earth that has not changed, has not evolved. They are perfect the way they are. They do what they need to do. They're there to hunt, and all they do is swim. They don't sleep. Sharks are amazing creatures.
Yeah, they eat you.
Yeah, that's why you say hi to them from afar. I'm not.
The only thing between me and a shark better be is like a 3-foot.
Did you know that there was only 4 great white sharks that were ever kept in captivity, and the great white sharks cannot survive? The longest any of them had ever survived was 42 days. Because if they can't hunt, they give up.
They give up.
They give up. 42 days was the longest one. It was in Australia. It was a really, really cool story. I don't know why they kept it for 42 days. They knew it was going to die. Great white sharks are endangered. We've only seen a handful of them in the past 20 years.
Whoa, what about jellyfish?
Jellyfish?
Yeah.
What do you want to know about jellyfish?
They were just asking, what about jellyfish?
Well, Betty, don't let them touch you.
What about a jellyfish?
Don't let them touch you. It hurts.
Watch
if it
Finding
does
Nemo.
touch you, pee on it.
That's a lie.
Pee on it. It's not a lie because it's worked. I've seen it work.
How about this?
I felt
you
it
get
work.
stung, and Mo will pee on you and see if it feels better.
I mean, I'll
Has
pee
to
on
be
you
your
whether
own
you get
pee.
stung or not. I'm in the freeze.
R. Kelly, don't pee on
sorry,
me
baby.
unless I get
Sorry.
stung by a jellyfish.
Jellyfish suck, man. Just ask Dory about it. She'll tell you.
Squishy. They're squishy. Is there any other Father's Day movies you can think about at the top of your
Well,
head?
I asked you a memory question, so I'm gonna fulfill the same
Yeah,
memory.
you
This
do.
didn't happen on a Father's Day. Growing up, my parents didn't really do anything for themselves. They just did whatever me and Nikki wanted. But during the time I was transitioning, becoming a man, I was like mid-teens. There was a Christmas where my mother went to a family party and my dad stayed home. And I said, I'm staying home with my dad, and my sister went with my mom. And my dad goes, oh, it's Christmas Eve. Let's go to Blockbuster. Yes, I'm that old to be one of those people that went to Blockbuster.
I went to Blockbuster.
So, Blockbuster's done. I miss Blockbuster. I wish it wasn't out. And
There's still a Blockbuster.
It's called Redbox.
No. There's one in Alaska.
Oh yeah, let me go to Alaska so I can go to Redbox.
But I'm just saying, like, I didn't think they were still open,
All right.
but there's one in Alaska.
You're a little over the top now, man. I'm trying to say a story.
Go ahead, say your story.
All right, so my dad listened to me. He goes, it's Christmas Eve. Let's go to Blockbuster. We'll watch some Christmas movies. And I'm like, oh yeah, Christmas movies. So I thought we were gonna get Die Hard, but because my dad likes action movies.
It's a Christmas movie.
And we walk into the thing, and I'm looking at movies. He goes, what are you doing? No, I'm gonna pick the movies. I said, okay, you pick the movies. These are good Christmas movies. Apocalypse Now and Platoon. So that's what we watched on Christmas
Nothing
Eve.
but
was
war.
Apocalypse Now and
Nothing
Platoon.
but war.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. It was one of those things. And if you have a dad like my dad, any action movie, any war movie, be a good thing to spend with your dad. Watching him watch this and him thinking, oh yeah, I could have done all that. Die, or stuff like that. But I don't really like war movies.
So, what would you, out of all the movies that we have announced, what movie is the best Father's Day movie, do you believe?
The best Father's Day
Better
movie,
out there than here.
I would have to say Parenthood, which is another Steve Martin movie that didn't get mentioned. There's this really cool scene where Keanu Reeves, he's playing the guy that's dating Steve Martin's daughter, and he's having a talk. He's having a talk with him, and this is Keanu Reeves before The Matrix and Devil's Advocate. All he played was like a stone surfer boy. So in this he's like a grunge punk rocker, and half his head is shaved, and he's got the hair, and he's like, "Whoa, what's going on, Mr. Dad?" or whatever, whatnot. And he looks at his dad and he says, I don't understand the world. And the dad looks at him and goes, what's going on, son? He puts his arm around, they're having a nice moment. And he says to him, I need a license to drive. I need a certificate that says I'm educated enough. I need certification to do this job, to do that. But the world just would let anybody be a parent. It's a real eye opener to make you see how you parent your child, how you were there for your kids, and all this kind of stuff. It makes you really think about those things because no, they don't regulate these things, and there's so many kids out there with parents that don't give a shit, and it's not cool. It's not cool if you have a kid that's a responsibility. They didn't ask to come to this world. You're the one who made the decision to bring a kid into the world. Man. You have to step up and be right.
You went way over the top. I was just trying to figure out a movie. You put a whole explanation on everything.
I'm a father.
See, I was going to be funny and just say, I think Star Wars is still probably the best movie because I got 3 of them, and it's building up to this father and son of just...
You can say Star Wars.
I'm going to say Star Wars is the best.
You can say Star Wars. It's okay.
It's a father and son story.
I mean, the fathers and sons are killing each other on these movies, but all right.
Hold on. Let's be clear. Luke did not kill Darth, and Darth didn't kill Luke.
Okay, but didn't Kylo Ren kill his father?
I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the
original.
original.
But you just said Star Wars.
Okay.
That's all you said was Star Wars.
Episode 4, 5, and 6.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's a Father's Day movie. Don't watch The Force Awakens.
So is Episode 1 a Mother's Day movie where the mother gives the son the opportunity? See, it's funny. I'm just deeper than you. Anyway,
that's so sad, though. Why would you do that?
You were sad.
He tried to come back and save her, and she died in the sequel. Yeah, that's a good Mother's Day movie.
The second sequel. Just saying.
So bad.
Anyway.
So bad.
Alright, those are Father's Day movies. Is there anybody else that thinks of any other Father's Day movie?
Game Plan, The Rock.
Game Plan?
Game Plan with The Rock.
You know what? I've seen it one time. Didn't she bedazzle a ball, whatever?
Ballet camp.
Yeah, and then she bedazzles his ball in his jersey.
And she leaves her in the bar.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't see that movie, so I can't comment. I'm gonna have to take your word for it.
We should talk about Tooth Fairy too.
Oh, that was a great Game Plan.
You're getting them all excited. They don't realize that you're trying to make fun of them. What's the matter with you?
I did not. That's so funny.
That's the last time you're gonna eat at Ma's house.
Cool.
Anyhow, though, so that's our Father's Day movies. If anybody else has a movie they want to talk about, please comment. Chime in. Let us know. Why don't you turn your phone on and watch us?
Now it gets real fun.
We're trying hard. All right, so Chris devised this plan. If you don't know yet, I'm #Stallone because I'm a Sylvester Stallone advocate, and he's #Schwartz because he's an Arnold Schwarzenegger advocate.
The governor of California.
It's in one of our episodes. We have this huge battle about who's more successful and who's this and that. It's episode 3 on our podcast. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't. So Mr. Team Schwartz over here devised this plan where he got our producer, a.k.a. his girlfriend, to come up with questions that I don't know what the questions are, and she's going to ask us the questions on the show, and we're going to give our answers for you guys to see, and we're going to see who has more points. So for this being said, we're going to see how this goes, but I feel like Team Schwartz has the edge. I feel like, oh, right, #Stallone. Hi, Kim. Kim's watching. I love you.
You know what?
Happy
you
Father's
can say
Day,
whatever
Charlie.
you want about Stallone. It's fine. Just remember, he was in a porn.
I'm sure Arnold's in a porn.
Shut up to my lips!
Oh, are you reading those words?
No, he's not.
I'm so sorry. I am the Governator. I will govern you. Politics.
That doesn't surprise me. You need to see old interviews that are out there. Remember, he was like, it's like the feeling of coming with a woman. It's fantastic.
It's like the feeling of
You ever
coming
seen
with a
that?
woman.
That's a man right there. That's a
Never
man.
seen
That was a man in his 20s where he only did was workout.
Whatever.
That was before he was the governor.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Isn't it funny how we all know
Alright,
what
so
the first lady looks like naked?
And then when he was the governor, he cheated on his wife.
Yeah,
with the ugly
He
knees.
So
He
great
did.
guy,
Sounds
great
like a
guy.
piece of crap. Sounds like a piece of crap
Oh,
guy.
and Stallone is an angel.
No, he's had his problems.
Okay.
He's had his
Everyone said their
But I'm admitting them. You're just
Stallone had
like
a
every
hard
other
life,
politician.
though, to start with.
Yes, he did.
Adrian.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
but
See that?
remember, Schwartz came here.
Stallone, #1.
Came here. It was a weightlifter and said he was
What?
going to become an actor, and he did. When they told him he wouldn't be able to.
Stallone had nothing.
Stallone came from nothing.
Neither. He came from another country.
Arnold Schwarzenegger came from money in Austria. He was a well-off kid. He had the backing and the support to do his dreams.
But he got it.
Stallone
But it
came
wasn't
from
like
nothing.
But it wasn't like.
Did you know that Stallone sold his dog for $10 to get a cheap bottle of booze? And then
That sounds like a personal
2 years later, when he got successful and got clean, he found that guy that he sold that dog to, and he paid him $2,000 for his dog back.
Wow.
I'm still Team Schwartz.
Nice guy.
I'm still Team Schwartz.
He's still Team Shorts. All right, let's get the questions.
That man
going.
can donate to any charity, and I would still be Team Schwartz. I love Stallone. I'm not saying I hate Stallone. I love Stallone.
All right.
Now we're
right.
going to speed through the questions.
You get
10
no
minutes.
thumbs down button, Kim.
10 minutes to speed through these questions.
All right, 10 minutes to speed through the questions. I thought we had more time.
Alright.
All right.
How many gigawatts did the DeLorean need to travel through time?
Oh, Lord.
How many gigawatts did the DeLorean need to travel through time?
Come here.
Okay, I think. Okay. Ready?
Show your answers, boys.
1.21.
That is correct.
Boom!
Greater than 1,000.
We'll pick up better.
1.21 gigawatts.
Who needs that many gigawatts?
It's a movie.
That's a lightning strike, man.
Stand off, just off the side
I love
of
Back to
Mo's
the
mic
Future.
right there. You'll pick
I
up
love
right
it
there.
too, but I
I'm
don't know
keeping
every
score. Chris
aspect
won.
of the movie.
How many questions are there? 10? 10. So one
Go
now.
with the next one.
This guy.
This is the movie, but it's close. In the first Family Guy Star Wars episode, Blue Harvest, what game show does Darth Vader have to play to get the plans from Leia?
Oh.
That was gonna be easy.
It might.
I don't know the name of the show. I know what the show is, but I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, Mike. Is
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
So that's why I told her to move closer to that mic.
Oh, that looks awful. Hold on.
Answers.
Wait.
Hurry up, Chris.
Price is Right?
No.
No.
We both
Deal
got
or no deal?
Deal or No Deal is the other one.
The briefcases.
Oh, yeah.
stupid briefcases.
I thought it was The Price is Right.
I get a half a point.
No points.
So far, Chris won.
He
Well,
copied off my thing. He should be.
Yes, he did.
He
He's a
saw
dirty
me
dog.
write it down.
I was like
He
this.
saw me write it
yeah.
down. I should get that point on a technicality.
Yeah.
Alright, I
One
won't even
against
look.
one.
I'll do this. I'll do this.
Alright. What hotel did Kevin stay at in Home Alone 2?
What hotel did Kevin stay at in Home Alone 2? Wasn't Trump Towers.
I got my answer.
Come on, Mo. You know this.
I don't. I think it's something.
Literally the most popular hotel in New York City.
I might have this wrong.
The
I may
Empire
have this
State
wrong.
Hotel.
The Empire State Hotel.
Is there an Empire State Hotel in New York City?
That's some office building.
The Ritz, maybe? How about the Ritz? We'll say the Ritz. I don't know.
I may get this wrong too, so.
Answers.
The Plaza.
Plaza is correct.
Yeah.
I said the Ritz is another word for the plaza.
To Chris, nothing but.
Some like that.
The Plaza.
I was gonna say Four Seasons, but I was like, wait, no, I don't remember Four Seasons.
Question number
Jesus
4.
Christ.
Alright, ready?
Go. All right, I'm ready.
At the end of Pulp Fiction, whose motorcycle does Bruce Willis take?
Says.
Zed is correct.
Alright.
You misspelled yours.
I feel like I need to give a bonus to Mo for spelling.
Yes! Yes! 1 point for him!
No, it's 3-2 now. 3-2.
Ha!
Alright.
Say whatever you
What
want.
sport did Happy Gilmore want to play before he discovered golfing?
Man, we're not even gonna write this. Let's just say it. 1, 2, 3. Hockey!
I wrote it all
3,
down.
Chris 4.
Alright. What is the name of the plantation where Django's wife, Broomhilda, was a slave?
Ooh.
We should just freaking scream this one out too.
You ready?
No.
Candyland.
Correct.
Yeah.
Did you spell Candyland right? Monsieur Candy.
I feel like this blue's making a mess. Let's try to correct now.
Racist.
I did not put it like that, but okay. Put me on blast. Okay. All right, next question.
Alright. In Stan Lee's latest cameo, what was his occupation?
What was the latest movie?
There you are.
Oh,
Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
I got it.
Shit.
What's Charlie do?
10.
Oh, that's so cheating!
8, 7.
Oh.
He's a computer tech guy? He's a
5.
bus driver. He's a bus driver.
Point to Chris, 'cause that was messed up.
That was not messed up. I get a
That
point.
was messed
Hey,
up, though.
I get a point.
Interaction from the crowd. It helps. It helps.
6'5". You guys can help me out. Oh, I forgot I can look at the comics. Yes, thank you. Give me the answers.
It's a little behind though.
It's not a Tuma.
It's not a tuba.
It's not a Tuma.
Well, so far it's Chris 6 and Mo 5, so you're still behind.
Oh my
In the
god.
Goonies, which pirate's treasure were the kids searching for?
One-Eyed Joe?
Cat legend.
I think it's One-Eyed Joe. It's been a long time since I've seen the Goonies. I'm gonna go with One-Eyed Joe.
One-Eye Willie.
Hey, a half a point.
That's a point.
It was One-Eyed something.
One-Eye Willie.
One-Eye
Willie.
One-Eye Joe. I wanted to laugh so hard. I was like, no, don't say
There's a One-Eyed Joe in something.
One-Eye Joe.
You know, it's probably Tom and Huck.
How many more questions? 2, right? So Mo has to get 2 right, and Chris can't get these 2
And I
right.
can't get it
Ah, you're
right.
too
You are
good
the
at
win.
trivia.
Who is Ricky Bobby's biggest sponsor in Talladega Nights?
Oh.
I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Wonder Bread.
Yeah. Everybody's right.
He
Book on
doesn't get a
point.
point. He doesn't have his board.
Wonder Bread. I'll say them. I don't care.
I don't know. This
See,
last
that's
question.
point.
Do it
Last
for
question could go either
double
way.
points. Double points.
Double
Do double
points.
points.
Okay, I'll give him
Double
double
points.
points. if
No
you get
points
it
for
right.
this one.
In Jurassic Park, what is Muldoon's famous last line?
Wait, who?
Muldoon. Muldoon?
Who the hell is Muldoon?
The Australian dude. Isn't he Australian?
The owner?
Oh, I know what she's
No,
talking
not
about.
the owner. The Australian guy, the young guy. Youngish guy.
I don't know what Muldoon
He
is.
took care of the Velociraptors.
Ah, I know it. I know it.
Jurassic Park.
I knew it. I know it.
Oh, clever girl.
Clever girl. Woo!
Clever girl.
Chris is the winner.
Yeah.
By a point.
By 2. That was worth 2.
I got double points, not you.
Okay, well that's still 1.
Both got double points.
Yeah.
Mm.
He was ahead of you by 1 the whole time.
I only
cheated.
missed 1.
He cheated.
He did cheat. He knew the answers.
Because she
did.
told
He did.
him. She told him ahead of time.
Right.
No, he did. I
Okay,
make
fine.
those answers
Hold
so
on,
clear.
hold
Your
on.
team shorts
Hold on,
too.
hold on. All right, we'll make it fair. How many questions do you want to give us?
I'll do the same thing. 10.
Okay. Have Nikki give us questions.
She's part of Team Schwartz. You don't think I know? You don't have an inside man? Because that's how Team Schwartz moves.
How about this? How about this? The table among them works together to come up questions.
Next podcast, have your audience give you the 10 questions.
Well, they don't. You are our audience.
Yeah.
Not us, not us,
if you
because
can
we're all biased.
if you can think of a movie question, just ask us and we'll write it down.
Okay.
So anyhow, I think that's going to
Marco,
conclude
too.
our show for going live. Thank you everybody for joining us on Father's Day.
I am the winner.
But I sold more shirts.
Honey, throw me the
I'm the winner.
Over the
real
top,
winner.
by the pool.
Over the top.
Over the Top Entertainment. It's another great podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys have a great day. Thank you.